Admiral Zethkar's mandibles clicked in irritation as he reviewed the emergency session transcript for the third time. The Galactic Council's emergency chambers buzzed with the nervous energy of 100 different species, their various forms of anxiety manifesting in chittering, growling, and the occasional burst of bioluminescent panic. "The humans warned us," muttered Counselor Vexani, her crystalline form refracting the chamber's lights into anxious rainbows. 3 standard cycles ago, they specifically requested that the Kepler 442 system be declared a restricted zone. Fleet Commander Brock slammed his scaled fist against the podium, the sound echoing through the vast chamber. One missing exploration fleet does not validate the paranoid ravings of a primitive species, barely 2 centuries into space travel. But Admiral Zethkar remembered the human delegation's presentation. Ambassador Sarah Chen had stood before the council with that peculiar human composure, not the aggressive posturing of the Korthak, nor the submissive deference of the Melody. Just certainty. "Honored council members," she had said, her voice carrying clearly through the translation matrices. "Humanity respectfully requests that the Kepler 442 system be designated as a no-entry zone for all Galactic Council vessels." The laughter had been immediate. The idea that Earth, that backwater world with its single star system and primitive fusion drives, would presume to dictate policy to a galactic civilization spanning 10,000 star systems was absurd. "And what," Fleet Commander Brock had sneered, "makes your species believe you have any authority over interstellar policy?" Ambassador Chen had simply smiled. "Because we've already been there, and we've seen what happens to those who don't listen." Now 3 cycles later, the 9th Fleet's final transmission played on an endless loop in the emergency session. The voice of Captain Thisara, the proud Altarian commander who had personally volunteered to investigate the human nonsense, crackled through the speakers. "Council Command, this is 9th Fleet. We've entered the Kepler 442 system and, by the void, what is that thing? It's massive, larger than a moon, but it's moving. The gravitational readings don't make sense. It's like space itself is static, then nothing. Perhaps," suggested Counselor Vexani carefully, "we should contact Earth." The suggestion hung in the air like a toxic spore. Contact Earth? Request help from the humans? The species that had been denied full council membership for their aggressive tendencies and primitive technology? Admiral Zethkar made the decision that would later be studied in military academies across the galaxy. "Open a channel to Earth Central Command." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing the weathered face of Admiral Marcus Webb, Earth's highest-ranking military officer. Behind him, Zethkar could see what looked like a bustling command center, far more advanced than Earth's official technology reports had indicated. "Admiral Webb," Zethkar began, his translator struggling with the human concept of humility, "we require assistance." Admiral Webb's expression remained neutral. "Let me guess. The 9th Fleet." The admission felt like swallowing molten metal. "Yes. Kepler 442b? Yes." Admiral Webb leaned back in his chair. "How many ships?" 47 vessels. Nearly 12,000 souls." For a moment, Admiral Webb's professional mask slipped, revealing something that looked almost like sympathy. "Admiral Zethkar, I'm going to tell you something that will probably save your remaining fleets but will definitely terrify your council." The chamber fell silent. Humanity discovered faster-than-light travel 800 years ago. The words hit the chamber like a plasma bomb. 800 years? That would mean humans had been capable of interstellar travel before most council species had developed written language. "We've been watching, learning, cataloging. We've explored 70% of this galaxy's habitable systems. We've encountered things that would drive most species insane with terror. We've fought wars against entities that exist partially outside normal space-time. We've made mistakes that cost us entire colony worlds." Admiral Webb's image flickered as he called up a star chart. Red zones dotted the map like a plague. "These are the places we've marked as absolutely forbidden. Kepler 442 is one of them, not because of what lives there, though that's terrifying enough, but because of what it does to space-time itself. The entity that inhabits the 4th planet. It feeds on dimensional stability. Every ship that enters that system weakens the barriers between realities." The chamber erupted in chaos. Species known for their composure were openly panicking. The implications were staggering. "Why didn't you tell us?" Admiral Zethkar managed to ask. Admiral Webb's smile was grim. Would you have believed us? Or would you have accused us of trying to claim territory? We tried the diplomatic approach first. Ambassador Chen presented evidence, scientific data, first-hand accounts. Your council called it primitive fear-mongering. Can you retrieve our people? Admiral, I'm going to be honest with you. Your Ninth Fleet was consumed 12 minutes after entering the system. The entity you awakened is now approximately 30% larger than it was before. It will take our Titan-class reality anchors 6 months to stabilize that region of space enough for our Void Walkers to safely contain the breach. The silence that followed was absolute. However, Admiral Webb continued, humanity is prepared to share our knowledge, our real knowledge. The locations of the forbidden zones, the proper protocols for dimensional entities, the technology needed to fight things that shouldn't exist. But it comes with conditions. Admiral Zethkar found himself asking the question that would reshape galactic politics. What conditions? Full council membership, retroactive recognition of human territorial claims, and an acknowledgement that sometimes the newest voice in the room might just know what it's talking about. Looking at the star, chart filled with red zones, zones that no council species had even known existed, Admiral Zethkar realized that humanity hadn't been seeking to join galactic civilization. They had been trying to save it. Agreed, he said, his voice carrying the weight of 1,000 worlds. Welcome to the Galactic Council, Admiral Webb. Now, please help us understand what we're really facing out there. Admiral Webb's grin was distinctly human, predatory, protective, and absolutely terrifying. Admiral, you have no idea how long we've been waiting for you to ask that question.